What up, fam? Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Our Eagles are 2-0, and we're going to talk about it with you. Let's go.
What's up, my family? Listen, first-time listener, or you've been here the whole damn time. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, giddy up, let's go, no notes.
That's my baby. That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored! They did it!
Slap.
What the hell was that?
Oh, yeah!
What the f*** are you talking about?
Welcome in, everybody. This is Agree to Disagree, only on A2D Radio. And every show, we are brought to you by our doc, make them yours, Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, locations in Burlington, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. As always on Agree to Disagree, Brian Wilson, Nick DelGozzo, Greg Milakovic. I'm Tom Arnone. Everybody out there, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Our Eagles are 2-0, and we're going to talk about it. We'll give you players of the game. We'll give you, obviously, the Eagles post-game show and break down everything we watched tonight with you. All right. And we want you to comment in. Let us know. We'll answer all your comments, questions. If you have concerns, which I'm sure a lot of people in the chat are going to have concerns, even though we're 2-0. And that ties into our poll question brought to you by Baggio's Bread. They're located in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. They're home of the best stuffed breads, tomato pies, sandwiches, cut with meatballs. Mention A2D Radio and you get 10% off your order. That's Baggio's Bread, Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Our poll for tonight's show: you're happy with the Eagles 2-0 start? Agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. That's where we're live. Everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. Hit the like, subscribe, follow, join the conversation. I agree. I mean, I agree. It hasn't been pretty, right? This hasn't been pretty football. And tonight's a different type of football, right? Tonight, I agree with Herbie. You went with what was working, right? You started pounding the ball down their throat, okay? And you had a ton of success on the ground for 259 yards. DeAndre Swift was electric tonight, and we talked about it. We talked about it last night, Greg. That was my player of the game. You know, you give him the football with this kind of offensive line and create holes, he's going to make other guys miss on the back end of stuff, right? And he showed it tonight. So they adjusted tonight, and that's a win. And defensively, you took the ball away 4 times. Right? You took the ball 4 times. How can you be mad about that over 2 weeks? Like this is a two-way highway here, right? This isn't a one-way where you're just going to talk. You could be a little concerned about the offense or have some question marks, right? But it goes both ways. You win and lose offense and defense. You right? So it's not just a one-way street here. And the Eagles defense has played extremely well, especially taking the football away, right? Which is the most important thing in the National Football League, is taking the football away. And they have through the first 2 weeks. So, I mean, listen, you guys out there, you could be upset. You could come in here bothered. You could come in here bitching and moaning. Or you come in here and say, you know what? We're 2-0. We're 2-0, and we ain't even played close to good enough football yet. A complete game, per se. We haven't played a complete game. We could easily be 0-2 if you take away some things, right? You take away a couple things. This football team could be 0-2. So how could you not be happy with a 2-0 start? With the ability to correct things, with the ability to get better as a football team. And now you got 10 days to do it, or 11, right? Because you don't play till Monday night in Tampa. So you got time to fix it. So I'm never going to be mad, right, or unhappy about winning stuff, like winning games, right? I'm going to have little concerns within it, right? So maybe some Jalen stuff, right? Maybe, little things, right? Little things that you might be like, okay, maybe Brian Johnson, whatever the case may be. Okay, whoever's calling plays offensively, why don't we have any rhythm? But I also think we can get that too. And we're 2-0 without rhythm. But let's not take away the fact that we ran for 259 goddamn yards tonight. That's still offense. And that's actually the type of football game we should love around here.
I was going to say.
We just bent over defense tonight. We had one drive that went 9 minutes long, and we got nothing. We got nothing out of that drive. Can you imagine that? Then we had 15 plays, 9 minutes long, and we ended up punting.
From our side of the field.
I mean, so yeah. I mean, how are you not happy out there? Be happy, people. We've sat through doom and gloom in this city when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles. Shit, right? Ain't nothing guaranteed. You come in with a great roster and not live up to it, right? But man, I'll take 2-0 over the alternative. I'll take 2-0 over the alternative, which could be 0-2 or 1-1. Absolutely. So I agree. Everybody out there, what do you say? Boys, what do you guys say?
Yeah, I mean, I agree too. I don't know how you couldn't. I mean, it's hard to win in this league. All right. So, and when you're making enough plays, like you said, you pounded the football. I mean, 259 is egregious. You know what I mean? Like, whoever decided not to use, Taylor Swift in week 1, ought to be fired. Ought to be, come on down to my office and let's talk about it. You know what I mean? Come on, dude. Like, I don't care if he's declining or not. Like, the Lions had different plans for the guy. The guy's been good when he's healthy. His entire NFL career. Oh, by the way, so a monster pickup, for the Eagles, which we knew that coming in, just we were wondering what the hell happened in week 1. But I mean, like, it's hard to win in this league, and when you're winning the turnover battle, man, it's just that's what you continue to do. You bludgeon people. You're talking about the end of the half is an absolute backbreaker for the Vikings, and for the Eagles, it's unbelievable. It's a 10-point swing. Right. And I'm not saying, I'm not doing the math like some nerd and go, well, if you take that away, it's 31 and you add the touchdown, the Eagles lose 32-31. Yeah, I know the game changes. I get it. You know what I mean? But it's a 10-point swing. And they come out, they kick off, they sack Cousins. They got 10 points in a matter of 2 minutes of football time. It was 20-7 before you can blink. All right, to get a 3 and out, and then it was 27-7 before you can blink. So that's what good teams do. It doesn't matter. Guy doesn't have to throw for 400 yards. Two rushing touchdowns again, because that's what he does. 1-yard plunges, and he never leave a lady that loves you. The game probably doesn't get close, and Wilson probably covers if AJ Brown doesn't bitch like a little.
Motherfucker, I have benched him
because that series was a waste because he's bitching, and then they had to go to him. Turn around and hand the ball off to him. I'm not saying you can't get him involved, right? But you're doing something right. Just stay with it. Stay with it. And if it's not your night, you move on. Right? You wait the next week to get your incentives. And I mean, like, you're winning the football game. You'll never convince me that somebody like that is a good teammate. I'm sorry. So that's where I got concerns, right? If I'm an Eagle fan, I'm looking internal. I'm looking at some internal stuff, right? You want to handle that after the game. You want to talk to somebody behind closed doors, and get me to football, man. I feel like I can help us, right? But right there in the middle of it, while you're winning, it's a me act. Me, look at me. It's despising, and I know it's 2023 sports in a nutshell. All right, and it's unfortunate.
Pussies.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but 2-0, and the defense probably won both games. I mean, I know they put up 34 today, so offense did their job, but the 4 turnovers were massive.
No, they win the football game, but we expected that from this defense, right? I mean, we expected a defense, and now shorthanded tonight, obviously. Right, shorthanded, and still taking it. Now you're taking the football away at an even higher level, and guys that were playing for guys were a big part of that. They had their hands in a lot of balls, recovered or forced. Right, when throughout tonight's game, right? So, whatever. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what we expected. We didn't expect 4 turnovers or have.
I mean, we should win every game. We get 4 turnovers.
Yeah, but
we should win every game. We get 4 turnovers. We should win every game. That's simple. Especially, like Sweep said, the Justin Jefferson right before the half touchback was a backbreaker for them. And then for us to get a 61-yard field goal after it, when it looked like we were just going to run the clock out. Yeah. 2 big runs, get a pass, get the field goal. I mean, it's a massive because we didn't play good in the first half. They were right. They should have been in the lead. If Jefferson holds on to the ball, they're in the lead. So huge momentum switch.
Yeah,
and then,
Swift
like
too.
you said, Swift and switch.
Just 2, Billy.
And then you obviously you stop them out of the third. You go down, run it down their throat. Game's pretty much over at that point. I know they scored some scores late. Job got lost in coverage there twice. He's young. I'm not going to kill him on that, but that one guy was running wide open. So that was kind of a breakdown. But besides that, I mean, I think the defense played great. And like you said, forced 4 turnovers. You can't ask for any more. And obviously our O-line. I mean, we've been saying this for 2 years now, but you just let that big engine eat, man. O-line just churning all day. I don't care. Al Mugg will say it's not the sexy way. I don't give a fuck. Just turn. I'll hand it off 40 times every game. Every game. I still think Jalen got hit too much again, but I like them to stop getting hit so much. But
you know what's clear?
I'm fine with running the ball.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what's sexy? You know what's sexy? Scoring points.
Yeah, and winning games.
And winning games.
Yeah,
that's sexy.
absolutely.
That'll always be sexy.
And I
to
agree
me.
if I didn't say that. So absolutely.
Run the ball for free. If you run the ball for, if you can run for 300 yards, every game and you come out on top, I don't understand. You'd have to be a moron to say, like, even if you're a receiver on that team, like, hey,
yeah, absolutely, Sweeps. And I do think that Jalen threw the ball well second half.
We're mauling people up front. We're 10-1. We lead the league in rushing, whatever it might be at the time, whatever the narrative is. And, if you're not happy, then it's just good. It's unfortunate. It's terrible.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that aren't happy in the chat. I mean,
I guess it's because we had a bad first half. Is that why?
I don't think anybody's satisfied unless you're scoring 34 every game and everything's in the air. And then when everything's in the air, then they say you don't run the ball.
That's not football, though.
Well,
I know. I hear you.
You've been around this city long enough, Brian. Do I got to explain to you how they operate?
I know. I'm just saying. I don't get people. I love Smash Mouth.
Well, people are idiots. Not our followers. Not our followers. But majority of people outside of A2D followers are morons, right? Or you're never happy.
Probably a few in our followers too, but we love them.
We love you regardless. But we're 2-0 happy. We're 2-0 goddamn happy. Greg, go ahead. Because if you're not happy, are you happy at Bull? Where are you at?
No, I'm good to go. I'm good. So I absolutely agree to Paul. I mean, I was looking here at the stats, and when's the last time we had a running back that we actually gave him the football 28 times? Right? Even when we had a number one in Miles the last few years, we didn't give him any more than 15 touches, right? You know what I mean? And now you finally get a guy back there like Swift, and you handed him the ball 28 times. And he pounded the rock for 175 yards. Like, that's what you get. And you look at our offensive line. Yes, they struggled early, but when we started running the football concertedly, right? When we started concentrating on running the football, they locked in and they started moving bodies all over the place.
Yeah.
And the other thing I really liked from the game is we only had 2 sacks, but we had 10 QB hits.
Yeah.
Like, we were right there for a few times. And then
Sweat had a good game.
Yeah, everybody but Hassan Reddick.
Awesome.
Everybody but Hassan Reddick's been right there.
Sweat straight up threw that tackle onto the cart. He was like, "Go!"
Outside of the one hold, I think it was the Addison touchdown. There was a hold on Reddick, big time.
Oh, for sure.
But that was just a clear one. There's holdings all the time. But I'm just saying he didn't sniff the quarterback outside of that play, like the whole game. So I had eyeballs on him tonight. Chris, 5-hour super chat, real quick. Will AJ Brown become a problem padding on the sidelines? I just don't think so.
When he catches 2 touches next week, he'll be fine.
Yeah, I don't think so because will he be a problem? Maybe. Will affect the team? No, right? Because I think there's too much leadership here, right? Like, go pound the corner because Devontae's better than you anyway. I told people gold jacket on draft day. He's just, could he hold up? Could he take the pounding? And he's taking it so far. Right?
Yeah,
he got play another like 8 years, but you know what I mean? Got play another like 8 to 10 years, but still. Right?
He's like Gumby, Tommy. You feel like sometimes they feel like, oh man, he might be hurt, and he just pops up.
He just gets right back up.
Pops up.
Right back up. And real quick about DeAndre Swift. It's funny what happens. And Miles didn't like this. Miles, I hope you hear it in Carolina. I want you to comment on this post. I want you to comment on this clip. All right, Miles? Because maybe
when you hit a hole,
when you put your foot in the ground, when an offensive line like this, or if you're really patient like DeAndre was tonight, right? Feet moving, waiting for something to open, and bang, bang. And if it was uphill, outside, right, or it was downhill, outside, didn't matter. He read the blocks well. He was finding it. He was finding it. But it's funny when you put your foot in the ground and you want to get upfield a little bit. But what we said you could do as a running back in this offense, if you got a guy that's explosive like that is willing to put his foot in the ground, dude, you could have yourself a season. Yeah, have yourself a season, right?
You know what I mean? Yeah. He showed his burst too. Like he got in a hole and then boop.
Oh yeah, zip, and fresh legs, right?
Yeah,
and fresh legs on a Thursday night. So I don't need him getting 28 touches. every week because I don't think he'll last. So, hopefully you get some guys back. But he is your number one running back.
It sucked that Scott got banged up because he was running well in the first half too.
Yeah, he's a concussion.
Penny looked slow. I mean, maybe he's still coming back from the knee. But he looked slow. He looked slow.
He looked fat. He looked like he was eating a little bit.
You know what I mean?
He looked like he was eating a little bit, like his arms. He didn't have firmness. But Chris, I just don't think it's going to turn into a locker room problem or like divide this team problem, right? Because
too many leaders. Him
and Jalen are boys. So AJ got a problem. Now you're talking to the $255 million man, right? So that's not going to go well, right? And a lot of guys respect Jalen. So I just think listen, you've all played football with buddies. Right, and they want to come over and they just want to start talking to you, and you don't want to hear because you're not having the game you want either, right? Neither one of you are having the games you want, so that's automatically going to be a fire back. If you're the guy who is taking it, you're going to fire right back. Like, why you ain't even open? Right? Maybe you get open, right? And right? He's like, I'm open all day. What's my Twitter handle? What's my Twitter handle? Right? And it starts becoming something bigger than it is, right? And then it settles down. Nick comes over. Right, it settles itself down. DeVonta comes over. So we'll see how that continues. But we've seen this from AJ in the past. If anybody out there says, "Oh, it's the first time AJ's ever done this,"
that's a lie.
We got to the Super Bowl with AJ. We got to the Super Bowl with AJ doing that. So as long as it's not weekly, I'm never good with it while winning. Like Sweep said, never good with it. Right, but as long as it ain't a weekly occurrence, if you ain't seen the football, like if every week we're winning and I see you run up and down the sidelines, then you will get your ass cut. Right, like I don't even care about the money. So, like this, if you're not getting the football next week and we're winning on Monday night, I better not hear a peep from you if we're winning.
120 and 2 touches next week, and he's kumbaya. He's right back in the tree in the nest.
Oh, Dead Slayer, thank you.
Dead Slayer, super chat. We appreciate you, brother. He said, "Glad we won. I'm never one to complain after a win." But I will say these design QB runs in the first quarter were annoying as fuck, especially them doing it constantly to no avail. Let's dial it back, please. Agree. I agree with you. But then we made the adjustment, right? We got away from it.
They are RPOs, you're right. He doesn't have to run that.
No, he doesn't. This is what people don't say. People blame Brian Johnson.
They're not like, he has to run the ball. He gets to decide whether to run or not.
Come on, man. Hit the like and subscribe if you're out there, would you? Hit the like and subscribe for some real talk because the narrative's going to be Brian Johnson and Nick Sirianni. That's going to be the narrative. The facts are, when you're running that kind of offense, it's on the quarterback for that decision.
Absolutely.
Okay? And I've watched Jalen audible out of things at the line. Brian Johnson's talked about that Jalen has the freedom to get into whatever he needs to get into. So at the end of the day, if you're going to blame play calling, right? If you're going to blame play calling, you better look right at the quarterback then. And I'm not ready to go after him yet. You know what I mean? I'm not there yet. Okay? We're 2-0. Right? We're 2-0. So I'm not going to do that. He needs to get better right now. He needs to get better, though. That's just the facts. But if you want to talk about staleness, you want to talk about QB runs, like all that stuff, like that's the decision he's making.
I do think that he threw the ball much better in the second half.
I agree.
Especially the touchdown to DeVonta. Now, he was open, but he got a guy right in his face. He stood in there, made the throw. Very, very good throw.
And both balls to AJ too. The one that was called back was only he could get to it.
Yeah, that was a good ball.
And then the one that should have been a pass interference was out in front. It was only AJ's spot, right? You know what I mean? I go.
He doesn't grab his arm. It's probably a tutty. Yeah,
they were both really good balls.
I mean, the retro bro, we appreciate the super chat. He says big dub, but let's be real. If Joby isn't getting work, this isn't even a close game. Maybe.
Definitely 2 breakdown and coverages by Job for sure.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you would expect to be better with Bradbury, right? It's only fair. That's only.
Maddox is a
I was gonna say Maddox got hurt. That's not good.
Always. Yeah, always. It's a shoulder too, which is never ideal. But again, 11 days off, right? And you're not playing.
I didn't even think about that, Tom. That's huge. I forgot.
Yeah, and you're not playing the greatest team assembled on Monday night. So
no, not at all.
Defensively,
yes. But we'll see. But we're 2-0, and we're happy. Retro bro, we really appreciate the super chat. I would agree with you though too. If Bradbury's playing, you're expecting.
I think I cover if Bradbury's playing. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he says Maddox stay hurt. Maddox is always hurt.
Maddox stays hurt. Yes, he does.
Yep. Walter says 2-0, good vibes. Yep. Some guys want them to just play the Super Bowl tomorrow or something. Yeah,
exactly. Well, exactly, dude. I don't know what's going on. Like,
there's a lead
we
up.
can enjoy the season, guys. 2-0. Like, there's plenty of times we haven't been 2-0.
No,
I love a 2-0 start, especially when the second week hasn't even happened yet. Rolling into the weekend.
Yeah. Best team in football. If you did a power ranking after Thursday, all right, we're the only 2-0 team.
Love it.
So, kids, if you get caught up in how you win, you're not enjoying the season. Like, if you're like, I'm not telling you that we don't break things down here, right? Because we do. We talk about things that aren't working, things that we don't like.
Of course.
But we're going to also circle back to we're 2-0. Now, if you talk to me in week 10 and we're stale on offense, right? Jalen's not making the right decisions early in games. Listen, then we got a conversation to be had, right? I don't even give it to week 10, but you know what I'm saying? What I'm saying? Like, if we're having a conversation 3 or 4 weeks from now.
But not if you're 10-0.
Yeah, again. Yep.
Yeah. Greg, put NFL Network on, Greg.
Winning cures all, and in every sport, you know what I mean? So it's a giant Band-Aid sometimes. It doesn't mean, that you're going to win it all in any sport, you know what I mean? But the more you win, the more you're happy, and you find ways, and then you can figure it out. Like you said, by the time you get to, playoff time, you hope to be a well-oiled machine.
Your boy Michael Robinson is wearing his sister's pants right now. That's why
that one. Yeah.
Did you see this? Wait till they back this up.
You're supposed to get better as the season goes on.
He's ready for
right?
a flood.
I've always been you're in a marathon, so you're hoping to climb the mountain throughout the year and continue to get better, right? As a football team. So when you start off 2-0 and you're just starting up that track, right, of a long season, right? I always say it's easier to fix things and get things right and bring guys together after wins.
Absolutely,
right?
Tommy.
Okay, guys' bodies feel better. Everything feels better after a win. So I'm never going to complain about them, right? I've never once on A2D complained about a win. Makes sense? Unless we were like at the 2-8. You know what I mean? Like, oh, cool win, we're 2-8. You know what I mean? Like, I got a lot of complaints about weeks prior, right? But like, how much did we complain about wins here last year?
I honestly, I never complain about a win.
I never complain about wins.
I love a good. It ruins my whole week when we lose. I need a win.
Yeah.
I don't even care. Even when people are like, "Oh, let's lose for a better draft pick." Fuck that. I want to win.
Well, Wells, you want 11 days 1-1? You know what I mean? You want 11 days after a loss? Come on.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? No, one's
terrible.
It's terrible. Yeah, that ain't nice. Unless you're going on like a 10-day vacation. That's the only time that all right. Well,
okay.
If they don't care, I don't care.
Yeah. And then you wear an Eagles shirt down there, and someone's like, "Oh, tough game last week," and you're like,
"Yeah,
motherfucker."
Just finds me. Just finds me.
Tough.
This
start for a team that won a lot of games last year in the Vikings.
Yeah. And conference games, not necessarily division games, but conference games too.
I'm not sure how good they really were last year. They won a ton of games when they come
They won 11 games, one score games. They won 11 one-score games.
All the coin tosses they won last year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Besides the playoffs.
Yeah, we smelled that one. -4. No thing. I don't think I'll beat the Giants, but yeah. So this year they lost both coin tosses. Not coin tosses, but like one possession games.
Yeah, funny how it's year to year. It's not easy to continue that.
No, it's not.
Like it's not. You're not guaranteed something. You're not guaranteed. Like whatever happened last year in any sport doesn't matter. So you, like Jalen said, you got to find your identity as a football team. Well, guess what? We found something tonight, and that's that identity that we had last year.
I was going to say, that's same one we had.
Let's not get. But you got to refine that again, right?
Oh, I agree.
You know what I mean? You got to refine that. You got to get that right again. So that also takes a second. So we found that tonight. We found that identity again that started making us successful last year, right? That's what started making us successful. You can run the ball like that. Now safeties. Now you're like, oh shit. Now safeties are gonna have to come down, play downhill, and now you start getting one-on-ones and people open, right? So they tried to throw to run again tonight. That's what they went with early on. They tried to throw to set up the run, and it didn't work for them, right? It really didn't work for them. So at the end of the day, I think they're gonna look back this now, try to run to set up the throw. You know what I mean? Run to set up your throw like you did last year, because that's what they did last year, early on. I mean, remember, we run all over people. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, we were.
Run all over people. Come on. I mean, tonight's unbelievable. Tonight, DeAndre Swift was electric. He was, oh, man. And the offensive line shows you what to do. They're better run blockers, and most offensive lines are.
Spectacular run
most offensive lines are. But
Kelsey was amazing today.
This offensive line run block is at another level, right, than other offensive lines. Right? When you talk about the
we just don't get stopped on 4th and 1.
No.
We just don't. 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, anything in inches, you just can't stop us.
Which I think is so.
It's like our guards, our center, and our quarterback are all too good in that situation. You just can't stop us.
Yeah. And with our offensive line, that's why I think it's so frustrating sometimes when we come out wanting to pass the ball. When we know our offensive line is so great run blocking, like let's get them in motion first, right? Let's get them moving first, ramming people downfield, and then let's open up the pass game. Because that's what I think what stalled us today was they were stagnant early because we were trying to throw the ball early.
Especially with Jalen hasn't been great throwing the ball so far. I mean, granted, I think he was good in the second half, but I mean, the one that DeVonta goes up and gets, that's a touchdown if he throws the ball well. Easy. That's a bad throw. He had to go up and get that. Great catch. Great catch. Yeah. Great catch. Way to high point of football, but it's a bad throw. And he had multiple bad throws. Terrible throw on the interception. Didn't even see the safety. So not a very good first half throwing the ball for him, but he definitely improved in the second half. But I would agree with you, Greg. I'd like to see us get out and pound the ball early. Set up some easy play actions for Jalen.
Yeah, once you run the ball at the rate they can run the ball at, and we know what it is, we know what it's going to be, right? I'm not going to tell you it's going to be 7 yards a carry every time for a back, but you're talking 4 or 5 for with this offensive line and any back, okay? So when you can run the ball like that on people, that just sets everything up. And now it makes your quarterback be able to get in the rhythm, right? So you want to set your quarterback up for success all season long. You want him in rhythm. I don't care if it's from Tom Brady on, right? You know, from Tom Brady on, you know, listen, every quarter, the greats can always sling it, right? But you still want to get the greats in rhythm. Makes sense? You still want to be able to get him in rhythm. But you ain't going to take 60-yard shots every time and expect the guy to get in the rhythm. You got to hit the 5-yard slant and start feeling good about yourself. I don't care if you're greatest pitcher of all time. You want to throw some strikes to feel good. You know what I mean? Like, it still makes you feel good. So confidence is a big thing, right? For anybody, no matter how special you are to the sport. So when you look at Jalen, I want the 5-yard slants. I want some of them because there was times tonight early on that they were slanting and he didn't have that extra second to see it, right? Because it was coming open. And that's hard to judge, man. It's so fast, right? It comes open in a blink of an eye. So, but I think it stems back to a little bit of no preseason. And you're week 1 and then you're 3 days later, essentially 4 days later. So it's hard. It's hard to change flaws that quick, right? Now let's find out what happens Monday night against a really good defense with 11 days to fix flaws, right? So we're gonna find some things out, right? But if we're 3-0 and we still,
I think we can pound on them though.
Well, yeah, but if we're 3-0 and we still got things to figure out, that's fine too. Right? Like, give me another week and figure it out. 3-0, and we'll just keep winning games and figuring it out.
Well, we talked about last night, Tommy, right? That first quarter of the season, we got to be at minimum 3-1. But I think all of us probably would have picked tonight to be the hardest of the 4 games in that first quarter, right?
For a lot of reasons,
battle, right? We passed that battle, right? Understaffed, right? Had some injuries, short week. What we think is a fairly good opponent. And we passed that. So now it's setting up for you. Now, granted, the NFL is a week-to-week league, and we all understand that. But there's no reason why after 4 games we should be 4-0, though, now, after tonight's win, right? Whether we have issues or not, there should be no reason why we shouldn't be 4-0 in 2 weeks.
And we should stop teams running against us all season with our D tackles. No one should run between the tackles on us.
I mean, Davis. I mean, people said he couldn't rush. Remember? Hey, come on. He can't rush the passer. Yes, he can. Yes, he can. Now he has 2 sacks.
Remember how
he's a little quicker than people.
He can't rush the passer.
Yeah, well, think about it. I mean, he does look quick out there. I got to give him. I'll give him a lot of credit too, right? I mean, for a big guy, he looks a little quicker than he has. Yeah. Right? He definitely looks like his game's improved. Explosiveness wise, a little quick twitch for a big guy, right? So credit to him, but you know what he does run defensively.
It's great.
So I mean,
he just can't run on us up the middle.
No, with him, Carter, Fletcher, you know what I mean? at the time. And Milton Williams has had a good year, a good first 2 games, and I just hadn't seen the results, right? But
I like Milton.
He's been around the football
I like
a lot.
Sweat.
Yeah.
I think Barnett can kick the rocks. I think I don't know what he looked bad again tonight. Barnett out there. I don't know.
Nah, just a body.
Yeah, he's a guy. He's just a guy.
Like you said, man, it's week 2, but you continue to run the football, and as you can, as the weeks go on, you got to be. And this is where it falls in Jalen's lap. You got to be able to stretch the field. You know what I mean? One big throw to DeVonta today. Everything else is dink and dunk. All right. And those guys, like Tommy alluded to earlier, those guys are going to start to creep down when you're running the ball down their throat. You got to be able to take your shot, and you got to be able to stretch the field. You know what I mean? And that's how you become an elite offense. All right.
Yep. No, you're spot on.
Yeah, another guy that's always
what we were last year.
What
we were last year, which was an elite offense. We were elite offense because we just couldn't. You couldn't stop us either way. We could run it down your throat, and we could spin it all over the yard on you, and that's what we did last year. But it all started with running the football at a high rate, and here we are, which tells me Tampa is obviously going to say, you know what, beat me throwing the football. You know what I mean? They might say that early. You're gonna have different defensive coordinators saying different things, right? There isn't a book out on Jalen Hurts. The book's been out. I love when people say there's a book out on guys. Guys had a year to study them. What are you talking about, guys? What are you talking about? You've had years to study the quarterback since he's been in college. So it's not like guys don't know what he did, what his game is, right? Like everybody knows what guys' games are. It comes down to
it
comes down to
seems like
execution.
they're trying to take away his running a lot. Both teams so far we've played have tried to limit his rushing. Granted, he still had 2 touchdowns today because you can't stop us from 1 yard out. But they have tried to limit his rushing, which I'm fine with because I don't want him running as much anyway. So I'm fine with that.
No, I'm fine with it too. But he still ran and made some plays.
Yeah, I think he had 2 nice 10-yard or roughly 10-yard scrambles I saw.
Yeah, drives, extenders type stuff, and that's all we're looking for. Like, use them when you need to use them. Use them to create space in the pocket. But they did a good job early too, because listen, it takes 2 to tango here, right? They did a good job early, disguising some pressures and who they were
Danielle
bringing.
Hunter's a stud too, so that helps. Yeah, I mean they got after us in the beginning of the game for sure. What was a killer for them?
Thank you, Dominic.
Great for us is that they turned the ball over a ton in the first half. The Vikings, because they outplayed us, but they turned the ball over a ton. So thank you for that.
Yeah. Well, that's Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
Minnesota just finds ways to shit on themselves. That's what they do. Dominic, we agree. He said this is the best A2D show. Best A2D show. We tend to agree with that.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate it. Is the flagship.
If heaven was human, where's Nolan Smith? He's young.
He's young. Yeah, that might be the only thing for that. I'll tell you what, though, you would hope he hops Barnett at some point, or like any of those other guys that are getting time.
If he does, he does. Right? Like they're so deep there. It's like it's just whatever. You know what I mean?
A little Drago. Dropped a little Drago there, didn't you? If he dies, he dies.
If he dies, he dies. If Barnett is full, Barnett's going to do something, or he's going to get hurt. That's just what happens.
Look, he tried taking a cheap shot late in the game out there. Did you see that? Did you see that? I was like, what is he doing?
Where the hell is Reddick? We don't know.
Definitely got held on that one touchdown pass to Addison. But yeah, he hasn't done a whole lot so far.
And then you hope they come in bunches, right?
Yeah,
so you're like, so look at all the things. Jalen hasn't played at a high enough level yet. Hassan Reddick hasn't played at the level he did. Talk about 2 guys who hasn't played at the level they did last year. And through that, right, this football team's 2-0.
You could argue 2 of the most important guys, the most important offense and defense is your best pass rusher and obviously your quarterback.
Yeah, and it's not an easy sport. So
no, it's not at all. These other guys get paid to play too.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to repeat. What you did last year. Last year was magical, all right? It's just, it was just, it came up a little short with being truly magical. You know what I mean? But it was an electric season from pillar to post. You know what I mean? They were in football the whole year, all right? And it came down to, a play at the end. So, It's hard to, even if you become a dynasty and you do the right things and you got the personnel and you're making all the right draft picks and you become, the University of Georgia on defense, pro version, it's still, it's just not easy to win football games. It's not easy to duplicate what what you did a year ago, so you be grateful for it. And it doesn't mean that you're like, it doesn't mean it can't happen, but you're like, just be grateful for every win. I mean, that's really how you should, as a fan, that's how you should look at things, because there's plenty of teams, AKA the Vikings, that are 0-2 or going to be 0-2 or going to start 0-4, going to miss the playoffs again, another playoff drought. You know what I mean? So, the sky is falling in a lot of other cities, not in Philadelphia. So, yeah.
100%.
Sky only falls 0-2 if he wanted to, right? This guy's only falling if you wanted to out there. Hey, Bill, new member. What up, Bill?
Bill,
nice to be a
back.
member. We appreciate
what up,
you,
Bill?
brother. Cotton Ball, we're not feeling AJ right now either after that. John thanks us.
Yeah, I don't like that shit. But, I mean, he's a great player. I'm sure he'll be fine after he catches a bunch of TDs next week. But I think we all agree, and we talked about it earlier, none of us like that, especially during a win when you're up. Do that in the locker room. I don't like
you guys want to, and if you guys want to support A2D Radio, become a member. You know what I mean? We appreciate you. John says he loves the live chat after games, giving us a chance to talk about the game. Why do you think we do post game?
That's our goal. Our goal is to do this all year, Johnny.
When we do, you won't see us this Sunday because there's no post game, and usually we do agree to disagree on Sunday nights. But this week we're doing it tonight. It's bigger than us. You know what I mean?
Bigger than us. I mean, next game's a Monday night game. We might have to go Monday night.
We may have to go Monday night.
I think we might have to. I think so. If we start, first off, now that we're 2-0 and we've done this, I don't think we can stop. Right? We've already started the motor. You can't turn it off now.
Car's running. Might as well drive
running. Don't know who's behind the wheel, but the car's running.
Yes, it's going. I don't know where it's going, but it's going.
Laces out.
I wasn't sure if that was a shot at me because I'm driving the wheel. I don't know. I felt like after we started talking about it, you said nobody's driving the wheel. I said, shit.
Oh, no, that was just from what's it called?
I got it now.
Ace Ventura. Die, Dan, die. What a sports nut, huh?
Who's your
I
players
still
in
can't
the
believe
game?
Michael Robinson's wearing his sister's pants.
Yeah.
It's blowing me away. I can't believe it.
And MJD looks like he ate a few MJDs.
That's been a couple years now, I think, for MJD. I'm okay with that, though. If I was a great running back, as soon as I retired, I got fat as hell.
I mean, he was a bowling ball to begin with. So, I mean, he was a couple Miller Lights away from being obese. So, I feel you.
Congrats, Bill.
It's awesome, Bill.
Really, congratulations, buddy.
Congratulations, Bill. Love that. Love that, Bill.
What's the first? We had no idea, buddy. God bless you.
I mean, Swift is the obvious one, Tommy, right?
Yeah, I don't want to jump ahead of ourselves, but I think we're the first team to lose the Super Bowl and then start 2-0 in a long time.
Yep.
Long time.
Yeah, not easy to do. That there's a trend to that. There's a trend to that for sure, right?
Yep.
Umberto says he's been a member for 21 months. Birds are 2-0. Swift can be the missing piece to take us to the next level offensively. 30 plus a game from now on. Let's go. Umberto, everybody out there, hold on for 1 minute. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll come back on the other side, give our players of the game, talk to you guys before we get out of here after another win for the Eagles to go 2-0. I could be happier, but we'll take 2-0. So we'll be right back. 30 seconds.
Royal Billiard and Recreation, proudly celebrating 40 years and our new, bigger showroom.
Twice the size and twice the fun.
More pool tables by Olhausen. More dartboard sets, including custom reclaimed backboards. More bar and kitchen stools that can change a room.
And more bars, including pre-built and custom.
Hot tubs, skee ball, shuffleboard, outdoor,
and fun.
Royal Billiard and Recreation, your ultimate game room store. Now located on Bethlehem Pike in Colmar.
Welcome back, everybody. Agree to disagree. Only on A2D Radio. Eagles post-game show. Sorry, something got me there. All right, we're back. Eagles post-game show. Eagles approved the 2-0. We're back, baby. The city of winners. City of winners. And now we're going to give our players of the game, offense and defensively. So, boys, who do you got?
You said it. Winning cures all, brother. Winning cures all. Winning cures all, man.
Who wants to start it?
I mean, I don't want to steal Swift from everybody, but I feel like Swift has to be the offensive player of the game, right? I mean, I guess you could go offensive lineman maybe, but it's got to be Swift.
Yeah.
He looked great out there. He was doing what we've always talked about. We wanted Miles doing, which is getting your foot in the ground, getting upfield, waiting for your blocks, find the hole, and bursting through it. No pitter patter, which is what we trashed Miles for years about. And so it was great to see. I thought he looked great. The touchdown run was so impressive. Awesome move on Harrison Smith to get into the end zone.
Yeah.
I love me some DeAndre Swift right now. Hopefully he's emerging as the guy that's going to get the majority of the carries moving forward.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think it's probably the uglies up front and Jake Elliott again. You know what I mean? Like the offensive line. We know what they do, but they're tone setters, all right. And Jake Elliott. I mean, Kerry missed a 50-yarder. Guy, another 2 for 3 with a 61-yarder, an absolute moon missile, and there's 4 extra points. I mean, come on, and another 50-yarder to boot. So, he's secretly becoming. We know he's a very good kicker. I'm just saying, like and I hate kickers. Again, here I am 2 weeks in a row talking about a kicker. I mean, I'm gonna.
I was about to say, guy, cover me shocked that Swift's gonna go back to back kicker player of the game.
I'm gonna have to kick my own ass.
What is happening?
The other 2 guys are just so obvious, So we're going to the the least sexy guys, the lineman and the kicker tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go Jalen. I think he struggled in the first half, but I think he responded, and we had a huge drive there in the second quarter to kind of solidify the offense, and that kind of reinstarted everybody and was like, all right, locked everybody in. And then the second half, I thought he was really good, and then plus 2 touchdowns, and he threw one, threw that nice little deep ball to DeVonta too. So didn't start out pretty, but I think he turned around and answered the bell.
Yeah, just to be different, I'll go DeVonta.
Yeah.
Just a big catch early on.
I mean, 4 for 131. I mean, hello.
Yeah, it's efficient.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
I saved them for you. I saved
he's pretty good. Matt, thank you, brother.
I saved them for you.
Yeah, Matt, good start for your fantasy week there too, Matt. Love that.
He says, happy 2-0, guys. Great win. Great A2D show. I got 63 points in my fantasy football for Hurts and Swift. Yeah, it's good combo there.
Giddy up.
Good combo. Defensively, who do you guys have?
Especially after week 1, because week 1, neither of them did jack.
I'm gonna go Josh Sweat. I thought Sweat had a great game. Obviously, big forced fumble, strip sack. Was in the backfield a couple more times. He threw the tackle onto the cart, basically. That one was ridiculous. And I like the new no sweat celebration after the sack. Big fan. I like it.
Well, one of the things, he was my player of the game yesterday, right? So thanks for stealing him. Appreciate
you. Look at you. I didn't
no. But no, what I think
good call though. Good call.
To tackle on you, he had 5 QB hits too.
Yeah, he was all over the field, I thought.
He was all over the place.
Yeah, I thought Cunningham was great. 8 tackles, 5 solo, but I felt like he was all over the place as well. So for a position that's banged up and undervalued in the organization.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I thought Morrow played pretty well too. Actually, he made some tackles.
Give me Edmonds and Justin Evans.
The safety back there, yeah.
Yeah, I thought they stepped up. They were around the football a lot. Not perfect, but seemed like fumbles, etc. They were around the ball. Tonight, so that's always a plus, right? So I'll take those 2 guys. Show them some love.
And I'll go Jordan Davis. I know I picked Sweat, but Willie stole him. I'll go Jordan Davis again. I mean, he was impactful. I mean, I think always shows that he had like 2 QB hits and and or 2 tackles and stuff like that, but he was impactful when he was in there. And I think that's 2 games in a row, which we didn't see very much last year from him. Whether that was an issue, whether that was an injury issue, whether that was just being young issue. It's 2 games in a row. He's flashed multiple times throughout the game.
Yeah, definitely into the backfield, Greg. Like, I think 2 different handoffs. He didn't get the tackle, but he basically made the play.
Yeah,
because they had to divert around, and then it's like a tackle for a loss or a 1-yard gain, and he basically made the play.
Yep.
Yeah, and obviously they were losing, but there's a reason why they only had 9 rushes. You know what I mean? Like you just
Oh yeah, you can't roll on us.
Yeah, you understand that that's not how you want to attack the Eagles.
Yeah, 9 for 28. That's it.
Yeah.
And I think Madison had like a 15-yard or maybe a 12-yarder pretty late in the game. So he was like 7 for 15 at one point.
They have heroes. The long was only 7 yards, man.
Oh, okay. Maybe it was a 7-yarder then. But it was late. It was the one where he pitched it to him on like the last drive.
Okay.
Wasn't up the middle. It was around the end.
Yeah, Emmanuel, I do think Swift was going to be the starter moving forward, but I still think they're going to share carries because that's what they do.
Yeah, they'll definitely share carries, especially when Kenny gets healthy. They seem like they trust Kenny.
Yeah,
and I trust Kenny.
And he's given no reason not to, right?
Yeah,
Kenny,
of course.
When he's given the chance, it played real well.
Exactly.
I think Boston has played well when he's given a chance too.
As much as it started the show with the with the joke about firing what happened last week, like, Kenny ran hard. You know what I mean? Like, we were just kind of shocked how Swift was not
didn't get any balls. Yeah, that was
nothing.
Like, it wasn't anything that we didn't we loved the way Kenny played. I thought Kenny ran hard last week, but there's just no reason why Swift wasn't a part of the game plan last week.
Yeah, Kenny would probably go for 100 this week if he had as many carries. I mean, New England was much better run defense than Minnesota.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, much better.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Right.
Tough game that's a big game this weekend. Sweeps Miami at New England.
Yes, sir.
Your boy Tua has never lost to Belichick. I'm kind of shocked by that.
Oh wow, interesting.
Yeah, 4-0, kind of amazing.
It really is. I wouldn't think that.
No, either would I.
That's not what I thought when they were playing. So
he was healthy those weeks, yeah. 2-0. 2-0 in Eagle Land. I mean, like I said,
2-0.
People just enjoy it, because wins and blowjobs, right? They're could you ever have a bad one? I mean, that's the way you should look at it. Step back and think about it. You know what I mean? Like, wins and blowjobs, right? They're never a bad one.
No, they're not bad.
Well said.
They're not bad. They're always good. They're always
well said,
good.
sir. Well said.
Always great. All right, boys. Anything before we get out of here? It's been a quickie,
Yeah, quickie. We doing crumbs?
Good segue.
I wasn't even doing crumbs. There's nothing to be crummish about tonight. We're doing.
I got a bit of a crumb, but we don't have
to.
No, we're good.
I
don't like how everyone's like making that dude that got caught in the Eagles thing into like a celebrity. He stabbed his girlfriend 80 times. Let's fucking stop talking about that dude, please.
Sir.
Yeah,
they should have shot him in the fucking woods.
Well, they couldn't find him.
Yeah. I know, it's amazing. Dude, it's like Bear Grylls out there. It's unreal.
Which would have ate his genitals. I know.
Seriously. If they're lucky I wasn't the first one to find him. I'm like, he lunged for the gun.
I mean, I think he was inside a log. Oh my god.
He looked like he was like hiding in some sort of little ditch. Yeah.
That's funny.
Those Border Patrol guys are badass, man. They're badass.
No, they really are.
I'm happy they caught that guy, though. What a piece of shit.
Just a little bit.
Yep.
Not a good guy. I think we can make that. We can make that clear.
No, sir.
But listen, great goddamn show because we're 2-0. There was some concerns, right? There was obviously some concerns coming in here. Some different things we saw week 1. So not that we fixed everything. Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, So we have things to still fix. Obviously, like we opened the show about, but I believe those things are gonna get better. I really do.
Like you said, Tommy, it's always easier to fix stuff when you're winning.
It just is.
Yeah, absolutely. And then it doesn't, then you don't even have to talk about round 3 between Jefferson and Slay when when you win the game, Because we already know Jefferson's delicious. Well,
Yep.
after 159, pretty good night. But
decent.
monster fumble.
Monster fumble and kept him out of the end zone, right? You know what I mean? And you know the
Yeah,
numbers
if he gets
are gonna
in
come
right
back
there,
to his
it might
favor.
be a
He's too
huge-
good, right?
That's a huge play, him not getting in the end zone there. And obviously fumbling through the end zone because he scores there. They're in the lead at half, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that changes. I could change the whole game. Like
Yeah, they got to run one more play at least to get in the end zone because they were going to call it out the half-yard line.
Yeah, at the 1 yard line. Or
so
whatever.
we get it to 25 and we just kneel on it. You're right.
Yeah, and it would have been 14-10. Instead, we actually get a 61-yard field goal, go up 13-7. It's a huge swing.
Gigantic, and he just hits the bombs away.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
but I could hear like people, why are they even trying this? I'm like, everyone hits 60-yard field goals now. He's got the leg for it, and then he buried it. Loved it.
Yeah, he's done 64 before, right?
Yeah.
So,
dude at work was like, why are they even trying this? I'm like, he can hit this.
Yeah, why not? Why not try it?
Ed Reed's not back there to return it 109 yards. Who cares?
Yeah, seriously, try it.
Yeah, we've been through that. we remember that. Well, we remember Ed going 100. Something.
I used to love when Ed would get his hands on the ball because he's never going down.
No.
I remember that one. I think me, Tommy, and Andrew in his room. We needed them to. Cleveland was going in to win the game. We had Ravens -9. We're like, this is so bad. Ed Reed picks it 8 yards deep in the end zone, and the other guy just goes down the sideline. Let's go, Ed. We love it.
I remember that one.
That was a good one.
It was.
Take care, Billy.
See you, Billy. See
Bill.
everybody.
Happy
We
for you,
love
brother.
We love you all. If you haven't, hit the like and subscribe for us. We appreciate you tuning in. Go Eagles. We're 2-0. For Brian Wilson, Nick DelGozzo, Greg Milakovic, I'm Tom Arnone. Everybody out there, let's go. Let's go. All right. We won't see you Sunday. We got a little break from Eagles. So let's go, Phillies. Get it together here. Let's clean it up. Get it together. We got a playoff run to get to here.
They're going they're okay.
Maybe
Time to get healthy.
Yep. We'd love to throw strikes. So it'd be a good time for that.
Would love to throw strikes.
It'd be a great time for that. Great time.
Jose would love to throw strikes.
Yep. Find the zone, Jose. Find the zone.
Landing at the arch. They will get healthy. They'll get healthy this weekend. They'll get
healthy. See you, boys. See you, everybody. Great shit. We're out.